Welcome, 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 and boom! What a showdown on the Shannon Sharp Podcast Club. Shay Shay. Katt Williams was a beast, a beast. I'm telling you, this guy was on fire. One of the best things I've seen in years. And Katt Williams, a guy I've always loved, but you know what? I love him even more now. All right, you know what? Folks, I just want to say one thing. We are a brand new channel. Show some love. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Tell your friends. Share. Okay, we got a great video today. It is going to be the matchup of probably the last decade. We got Katt Williams on his ongoing feud with Kevin Hart that was renewed on his last appearance with Shannon Sharp. I mean, that was crazy. 3-hour interview, insane thing said after insane thing. And I mean, you gotta love the way Katt Williams went out there. He wasn't afraid to say virtually anything, and you gotta love that this day and age. Everybody tiptoeing around everybody. Nobody wants to offend anybody, and this guy doesn't give a crap. Who cares who he offends? I mean, this guy is speaking from the heart, and he just says what he believes, and you just gotta love it. You gotta love it. All right. Okay, so one of the first things, the best thing I want to address is the ongoing feud with Kevin Hart. I mean, I've had my feelings about Kevin Hart, and you know what? Hearing Katt Williams say these things about Kevin Hart, about, you know what, the guy coming out of nowhere, the guy literally being a plant, the guy nobody showing up on the comedy shows, or at least the comedy shows not filling up, having a maximum capacity. I mean, you see Kevin Hart everywhere. Everybody's seen Kevin Hart everywhere. He's blown up in the last decade. I mean, he's in almost big movies every year, comedy specials galore. I mean, this guy is literally the face of comedy, face of acting in movies with the Rock, Ice Cube. I mean, this guy has just blown up. Blown up. Is he the most talented actor? No, I mean the guy's freaking 5'3", and nothing against short guys, but it's harder to find roles, especially defining roles that he's been. And I just want to hold one note. We're gonna get to his newest movie, Kevin Hart's newest movie, on Netflix, and I'm gonna tie that in at the end of the video. I got something very important to say, but most importantly, let us get into this feud with Katt Williams. When did it all begin? And you know, why has it even happened? So let's get into that right about now. And folks, I just want to say, I do believe, in a way, Kevin Hart is a plant. Is a plant. And based on his responses to Katt Williams, it just really kind of solidifies that the guy, in a way, is a plant. Really is. So what we want to do is we want to get into the feud. Let's get into the feud. Then I want to get into Kevin Hart's responses and what that means. So let's get into the feud because that is interesting. When did this all begin? So we're going to go back all the way to 2014, and we are going to do that right about now. And if you didn't subscribe and like, this is another great opportunity to hit that sub button. Like I said, this is a brand new channel. We don't have many subscriptions. We don't have many likes. So I'm relying on you. Please and thank you. Okay, now let's get into that right about now. All right, so let us check out the timeline. So it looks like it began all the way back in 2014 when Williams took his first swipe at Hart while also at the same time criticizing athletes like Shaquille O'Neal in one of his comedy shows. Okay, so this is one of the earliest examples of Katt Williams going after Mr. Kevin Hart. Okay, and this is what Katt Williams said, and obviously he didn't hold back, and this is what happened. So he goes, I think that Shaq and Russell Simmons should get out of the comedy and stay in their lanes, Williams said. They don't see us making a league of professional basketball players under 6 foot, so what qualifies these dudes? Williams then called Shaquille O'Neal a bum and looped Hart into his remarks. Get out of here, you bum, before I take the rest of your girls like Kevin Hart took from me, Williams said. I want my bitch back. Okay, so that was the first time that Katt Williams took a swipe at Kevin Hart. All right, what is the next time? So February 2016, Williams referred to Hart as a puppet during a comedy tour in Atlanta. So, according to Vibe, Williams was on the road for his conspiracy theory tour in February 2016 when he mentioned Hart during a stop at the Phillips Arena in Atlanta. And he said, I've already proven that if the best they've got in the comedy is Kevin Hart, don't you boo a black man working hard, baby, Williams said. Um, he's added, just because I'm better than some black dudes doesn't mean I'm better than no black dudes. I'm saying if you want to be mad at Kermit the Frog, don't be mad at Kermit the Frog. Be mad at Jim Henson. So this is something that really kind of spurred the feud between Kevin Hart and Williams. And Williams, I'm telling you, there's something there. I mean, Katt Williams apparently heavily dislikes Kevin Hart. And it's time and time again where they are going to take jabs at each other. And Kevin Hart, we're going to get into his response momentarily, but it's very interesting in a way that he responds to Katt Williams. Very interesting. And that's why I say, in a way, he is a plant. And we're going to get into that. So in 2016 in March, Williams challenged Hart to a $5 million challenge ahead of a tour stop in Philadelphia. According to Vibe, Williams took another jab at Hart in March 2016 ahead of the conspiracy theory store in Philadelphia, Hart's hometown. I seen your stuff on social media. I know what you do, but you do it for play. If you do for real, here it is, Kevin. Williams said in a video shared by Hip Hop's DX. I got a show at your hometown in Philly. I'm going to tape my special there. On the stage, we can put whatever you want. A full court basketball court, a boxing ring, 2 microphones for a rap cipher. You can get your ass dusted in the comedy stage, he added. Williams added that the bet should be set for at least $5 million. So another time, he challenges Kevin Hart. Is it for publicity or does he hate the man? Well, obviously, he heavily dislikes the man. Okay, so again, in 2016, Williams publicly apologized to Hart during a radio show. So it looks like he apologized during a March 2016 appearance on V103 Atlanta's The Big Tigger Show. Williams issued an apology to Hart for the comments he made during his comedy tour stop in Atlanta. He says, I should have never mentioned Kevin Hart's name. He is the reigning king of comedy if you ask for popular consensus, Williams said. The fact that he is a black male like me and the fact that I attacked him with such vitriol at a time when our country is already divided in every way it could be divided. Williams told the host that it was regrettable that he attempted to embarrass Hart during his set. He goes, I humbly apologize to not only Kevin Hart, but Heartbeat Productions. And then he goes on and on to basically apologize to Kevin Hart's associates as well. So, I mean, that actually is a bit, I don't know, maybe somebody got to Katt Williams and said, hey, you know what? You got a couple things going on in the future. Kevin Hart is ultra popular. You cannot do this if you want to be successful. I mean, that would make a lot of sense because in 2018, Williams criticized Tiffany Haddish, prompting Hart to blast Williams on the Breakfast Club. So, Williams, I mean, this is getting insane. So Hart goes, my frustration with Katt Williams comes from you keep pointing at Hollywood and the white man, this, and this. When do you take responsibility for your actions? You had the shot. You were the guy, Hart said. Hart then suggested that the studio stop working with Williams. He added, have you ever used your platform to bring the people under you up? Haven't you? You haven't. So because you haven't, don't shit on those who are now. So, I mean, this is a long-standing feud, and just really the flames got set on the Shannon Sharp Club Shay Shay podcast. I mean, that was insane, but I want to get into why I think Kevin Hart could be considered a plan, and I want you to tell me why. Drop a comment, please, now. But like this feud, I mean, as I'm reading through this, I mean, this is kind of ridiculous. I mean, you see Katt Williams. Is there a bit of jealousy? maybe Katt Williams saw himself as possibly potentially going in the Kevin Hart direction, but he feels that Kevin Hart did it in a way where he wouldn't want to do. He felt that Kevin Hart had no morals, basically crossed a line that Katt Williams would never cross. And it was a bit interesting of him. I felt like he was using metaphors in a way. Maybe he was using real facts about the dress wearing and stuff like that. That was a bit interesting. Kevin Hart, a guy who doesn't mind wearing a dress. Katt Williams, hey, you know what? That's against my morals. Me and my God, that is something I will never do. So that's something I do respect from a guy like Katt Williams. But let's get into the next clip because I have a verdict whose side I'm on and why I still think that Kevin Hart in a way is a plant. So we're gonna get into that right now. Okay, so what was the response by Kevin Hart to Katt Williams? You know, Katt Williams said what he said on the Shannon Sharp podcast. Basically, he told Shannon for a 5-year period, every single movie that Kevin Hart did was a movie that had been on my desk. That all he said, can we take some of this step and fetch it, and then I can do it. It don't need to be overly homosexual because I'm not a homosexual, right? It doesn't need to be funny, right? And then he just goes really on and on to kind of like bash Kevin Hart, right? So what was Kevin Hart's response? So basically, Kevin Hart, after being pummeled and make these major accusations made by Katt Williams, the response that Kevin Hart goes is, you got to get that anger up out your champ. It's honestly sad. It's honestly sad. So that reaction, I feel, and let me make this screen bigger because I got something very important. Okay, so a man, Katt Williams, just questioned your integrity, you being Kevin Hart, and he did it on a platform that is getting a whole hell of a lot of attention. It looks like Shannon Sharp's podcast with Katt Williams has almost 50 million views right now. So this is a great opportunity for Kevin Hart to set the record straight, to basically say, hey, this is what I did to get here. And you know what? Katt Williams has no credibility. There is nothing valid about what Katt Williams is insinuating, that Katt Williams is off his rocker, because nothing went down the way Katt Williams is saying. Now, he didn't do that. Kevin Hart did not do that. He basically said, you got to get the anger out of you, champ, right? You got to love those people who refer to you as, hey, champ, buddy, big guy. I always feel that, guys say that to make themselves feel a bit superior. Hey, feel good, pal. It's always, I'm not a big fan of that. And I feel that Kevin Hart didn't really do his justice, his due diligence. His people should have informed him a bit better. He dismissed Katt Williams. He did. And to dismiss a guy who is getting the support now that Katt Williams is getting and got all the attention, 50 million views. Kevin Hart had to do a better job than that. You really had to just set that dismissive tone on your thing and basically belittle Katt Williams. That just kind of gives me more credibility, gives Katt Williams more credibility. Like, hey, maybe something there. This guy is still not, and Kevin Hart is not setting the record straight. I mean, 50 million people have watched this. There are a large portion of those people who are supporting Katt Williams. And maybe Kevin Hart just doesn't give a damn. The guy is ultra successful. He's got hundreds of millions of dollars. But still, truth be damned, set the record straight. Let the truth be released. And, that's why I say maybe he is a plant because the record isn't set straight. Yeah, his first movie was Soul Plane, and then, all of a sudden the guy's career takes off. And, where did he come from? I mean, he started a movie and nobody knew him before that. I'm like, yeah, yeah, what Katt Williams is saying kind of makes sense to a guy like me. And like I said, I don't know everything. I don't follow every movie. I'm just a guy who I see a big, huge thing going on with Shannon Sharp's show, and I love Shannon Sharp. I'm a big sports guy, as you can see by the Mets background. We've been doing bad as a franchise. I got another channel, Dominant Mets Nation. Check that out. Support the channel. Also, like and subscribe here. Um, I don't know. It's just very, very interesting. You tell me your feelings. Do you support Katt? Do you support Kevin? This is going to be interesting. There's a lot more to come. We're going to be following this, and I think this is just the beginning. You know what? Katt Williams, I don't know what he has going on in the future, but I'm going to be interested to follow him as well. I will really speak to you soon. I really appreciate you coming here. I really do. If you're watching till this point in the show, I mean, oh my God, I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and I will speak to you very soon. Later.